that loaded. Oh, wrong. I loaded the wrong profile, bud. Yep, that makes sense. There we go. Get this account loaded. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And we're golden. Hi, bud. We can get rid of these guys. I'm hoping that camera's not too close. This chair spins, which is annoying because I get this shot how I think it should set up, and then the chair spins. Hi, buddy. Or look at the screen. Tell me if I'm in good focus or not. Do your part as a co-host. Berber, I feel like I do all the work for this live. Yeah, I set up the lights. I set up the camera. I set up the phone. I log in. I do all this stuff. And what do? You just sit there and look cute. Yeah. You look there. You just sit there and look cute. Well, that's not very helpful. No. I could just sit here and look cute, and we would just be, whatchamacallit, doing nothing. Yeah. Pretty Burby. I love you, buddy. I was just kidding. You sitting there looking cute is what keeps people watching, I think. The analytics don't show what keeps people watching. It just says they watch for an average of 3 minutes on a live stream. Yeah. Yep. That's what they say. Where's chat? Chat window. There we go. Pretty bird. Hey, bud. Did you get a bath today? Yeah. Yeah, you got a bath today. I know. Not fun. Not fun for me either, because I got bit. Yeah. You're a very bitey boy when you're doing stuff that you don't like, that you have to do, though. What up, what up? How's it going? Burr, burr, burr. Oh, another fan that's hitting the mic. Let's see. That should fix it, hopefully. What am I doing? Sitting here talking to you all, hanging out with the burbs. What are you all doing? All of you saying hi in chat. Hello, hello. Thanks for clicking that button. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, we'd really appreciate that. Free way to help the channel. Trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark for some reason. YouTube says I need to, so whatever the good Lord YouTube tells us to do, that's what we do. So his name is Oreo. He's a 22-year-old Red Lord Amazon. Can he talk? No. Well, sort of. So Red Lord Amazons in general aren't very big talkers. They're more whistlers and other noises. He does say one word that's understandable in English, sort of, and that's hello. But when he says it, it's like, hold on. How? How? So it's kind of the cadence of the word. It's not really the full, like, hello. To be fair, I can barely talk, so no judgment there, Berber. He does a lot of different whistles. He will whistle the Andy Griffith theme song from the old TV show. I'm assuming a lot of you are younger and don't know what that is. It's an old-time TV show. And the theme song goes... And Oreo will whistle that nonstop. He'll remix it. He'll do his own version. And when he feels like he's not getting enough attention, he'll whistle that or scream. He barks like a dog. He'll bark like a chicken. He'll quack like a duck. He'll scream bloody murder. He has different calls. So instinctually, that he has different calls for alarms. So like when he feels like he's in danger, he has an alarm call for that. When he feels like he can't see me, like if I'm out of the room, he has like a "Where are you?" call. And I can't mimic these calls because parrots have different ways of vocalizing. So they don't have vocal cords like we do. They have something called the syrinx, and it allows them to make a lot of very complex noises that humans can barely replicate. So he has a lot of different vocalizations that he does for different events. He cat calls people. So like when we're out in public, he'll go, and I'm waiting one day to get punched in the face by a lady. Usually they see the parrot pretty quickly when he's in his backpack. He also calls the dog. He'll also do that in public, so that's fun. He hates dogs, by the way. So when he sees a dog, he'll mock the dog. He'll roll over. He'll use his only foot. I'll get to that in a second. And he'll scratch his ear like a dog will scratch behind their ear. Or will do that too and be like, "Look, stupid dog, I can do that too. Ha ha ha." He'll scream at a dog. He'll like growl at them. So yeah, that's kind of Oreo's origin story. Well, that's part of Oreo's origin story. So he has one foot. He has two legs, two drumsticks, one foot. He lost his right foot in an incubator when he was less than an hour old because of the breeder's negligence. So some incubators, that's like the thing that keeps eggs warm when they're fertilized. And the incubator that he was in has egg rollers across the bottom, which are these long metal rods that will turn the eggs to keep them evenly heated. So what you're supposed to do is when you know the eggs are close to hatching, like within like 8 hours or whatever, you're supposed to move that out of that incubator and put them in a different incubator and then turn them by hand every, 2 to 4 hours? I don't remember. It's been a long time. She did not do that. So he hatched out of his egg, and the egg turners turned on, and the turning of the rod crushed and amputated his foot, and they didn't find him for quite some time. We got a call that day. She knew that we were looking for a parrot. And this is before I was 13. So I didn't know the unethical nonsense that goes on with parrot breeding. This enlightened us quite a bit, actually. She called us and said, "Hey, I have this baby red lord Amazon. If you don't take him, I'm euthanizing him because disabled parrots don't make profits. So I euthanize him." Quite disgusting, in my opinion, because just because he's disabled doesn't mean he can't have a good life. This bird is spoiled rotten. He has a good quality of life. As someone who's disabled myself, I connected with him quite a bit. My dad, the entire time we were driving over to her house, he's like, "Hey man, there's nothing guaranteeing that we're taking this bird home. Just because it's available doesn't mean we're getting it." And I was like, "Oh, we'll see about that." And the second that breeder put Oreo in my hands, the look on my face, my dad said, was like, "Oh fuck, we're bringing this parrot home with us." And to be fair, my dad bonded with him as well. Like my dad saw him and held him. He's like, "Oh, we're definitely bringing this bird home. This bird cannot get euthanized." So for 2 months, maybe 3, I would go over to her house every day. This was during the summer, so I didn't really have school, or it might have been towards the end of that school year. I would go over to her house. I would take care of him. I would feed him. I'd snuggle with him. I would sing to him. I would talk to him so he got to know my voice. He got comfortable with me. He would fall asleep like in my hands, and I would just hold him for hours. And then after the 2 or 3 months, he came home with us, and he's been in my family ever since. I left him with family when I moved to Washington. At that time, I was living in Missouri, but I moved back up to Washington, my home state. I left him with family for a bit because I didn't know where I'd be living, and I was attempting to go to college. And so he stayed with my family for a few years. And then when I graduated, I got him back during the pandemic. And we've reunited, we've rebonded, and he's my buddy. So that's kind of a long version of Oreo's story. If you want to read it in more detail, Oreo wrote his own origin story. You can decide if he's a superhero or a supervillain. Go to zachhertz.com/Oreo, Oreo, spelled like the cookie. zachhertz.com/Oreo. and you can read his origin story there. And I've done many videos on it. There's, I think, like 3 or 4 videos on TikTok. There's a video here on YouTube, I think, 1 or 2. I really should know my catalog better. Yeah, so that's Oreo's origin story. Yeah, some parrots are more copycats than others. So if you look at like African greys, cockatoos, they're the blue front Amazons. They're a little bit more copycat than red lords. And I'm speaking in generalizations. Obviously, there's going to be exceptions to that rule. African greys are probably the most chatty copycat parrot species out there. I think they are the most commonly owned parrots out there, and that's because they are very talkative. They're very interactive. They're very mimicky. At that breeder's house, I don't say her name because I talk shit about her and I don't want a lawsuit. She's dead now. I'm pretty sure she's dead. She was like 80 when I met her in like 2003 or 70 or something like that. But she had a parrot at her house and I didn't catch on to it at first. I just thought she had a police scanner on in her house because this bird was going through like every like 5 minutes or less. It was saying a new thing and it sounded exactly like a police scanner. I grew up in my house. We had police scanners for no reason. Don't worry about it. And it did not repeat the same thing over and over like some parrots do. It was literally coming up with a new thing like every time it talked in that police scanner voice. And it was doing like different voices. It would have like a female dispatcher and then it would have like a male officer or a male dispatcher and a male officer, whatever. It just mixed and matched. And I was like, Dad, isn't that cool that she has a police scanner like us? And he's like, that's a parrot. I was like, oh, I did not catch on to that at first. I was not expecting that. And I actually got to know that bird. I forget that bird's name, but we became good friends. She had another parrot that I became friends with, and I would love to have taken home. It was a military macaw. That bird was badass, very cool. It would jump on the back of wiener dogs and ride the wiener dogs. She had a pack of wiener dogs, I should say. And it would jump on the back of the wiener dogs and ride them around like little horses. And those dogs did not ever harm those parrots. I don't know if it's because they grew up with them as puppies, like from a young age. But like those parrots could do anything to those dogs. And those dogs are just like, yeah, whatever. You rule the house. I get it. Yeah. Parrots are very cool. This is where I become a bit of a hypocrite. I don't recommend them as pets. I really don't. Parrots are a lot of work. They're a lot of money. They take up a lot of time. In my experience, a lot of people think you get a bird, you keep it in a cage for the rest of its life. You don't really. It's just a decorative type of like thing that you have in your house. I've met people like this. It's very depressing. Birds in general, birds in general, parrots especially, do not belong in cages. The only time a parrot should be caged is if you're away or it's nighttime. Or if your house is not set up for a parrot. But a parrot should have, at bare minimum, 6 to 8 hours outside of the cage a day. They need to explore, they need to engage, they need social interaction. And if you don't have other birds that parrot can hang out with, that means you and your family have to be their social engagement, their social interaction. Parrots are very intelligent. And if you're a pet owner, I apologize for explaining this, but a lot of people aren't familiar with this. Parrots are very self-aware. They're very interactive. They have the intelligence level between a 4-year-old to 8-year-old, depending on the parrot and the species. And they never grow out of that. They grow older, but they stay in that kind of like intelligence level. So you're raising a toddler that never ages beyond toddler stage, or whatever 4 to 6-year-old, 6 to 8-year-old is, that whatever. So you have to be very interactive with them. You have to keep them engaged. You have to provide them enrichment, whether that be talking to them, providing them toys, letting them watch videos on YouTube. My TV is always on for Oreo. It's always playing like kid shows. Right now he's watching the Magic School Bus. Or we watch nature documentaries. I have like nature playlists that I play for him, stuff like that. And so if you're not there to provide that social enrichment, you have to find other ways for that parrot to get that social engagement. It's funny, you can go on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and you can type in pandemic parrot Zoom meetings, and it's a bunch of people on Zoom with their parrots, and the parrots are the focus. They're talking to each other, they're showing each other their favorite toys, they're having snacks together. It's very adorable. I would have done that, but Oreo gets very aggressive when he sees other parrots. He gets very aggressive. So I provided all the social enrichment for him. Me and my roommate and the other people in the house, we'll hang out with him. We'll talk to him. I sing to him constantly. I'm always whistling at him. We have like contests where we try to do different whistles. I try to mimic him. I try to teach him like theme songs from like cartoons and Star Wars and Harry Potter and Star Trek and all that stuff. We go outside. I put him in a backpack or a carrier and we go outside. When it's nice out, we go for hikes in the woods or we go to the beach with my roommate. He goes and sees people out in the public who come up and say hi to him. Little kids want to try to pet him. I don't let them do that because they'll lose a finger. Oreo does not like children and he does not like dogs. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so when I keep wanting to say parents, when parrots are not getting that social enrichment or they're bored or they're feeling depressed, they self-harm. They will pluck their feathers. Not what he's doing right now. He's actually preening his feathers right now. He's grooming his feathers. They will pluck all of their feathers, or they'll pick a spot and they'll pluck. And that's a sign that your parrot's mentally struggling, or that there's something wrong with them and they need to go to the vet immediately, and you need to change up your environment. You need to change up their environment, and you need to change up how you're interacting with your parrot. They're very finicky when it comes to medical stuff. So any early signs of anything, they need to be seen by a vet, unless you know it's a pre-existing condition, and then go on from there. They are very sensitive to scents, so you can't have candles burning, you can't have incense, you can't wear most, I would say, perfumes, deodorants. You have to be careful what you wash their stuff with. They can't be in the house when you're painting. They can't be in the house when you're using toxic cleaning stuff. You just have to be very careful with things like that. They can't be like at a campfire because of the smoke, because they don't have lungs like we do. They have air sacs, so they can't process that type of stuff well. It basically like suffocates them. I'm not a vet, so take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm not academically or medically trained for parrots. This is all stuff I've learned over the years dealing with parrots, talking to vets, dealing with medical stuff through Oreo and other parrots that I've owned over the years. But yeah. And if you go online and you type in different stuff, you're going to get different results. There's always a debate going on Facebook, Reddit about parrot care. I trust vets more than I trust the internet. And there's a lot of stuff they can't eat because it's toxic or poisonous to them. So they can't have mushrooms, they can't have coffee beans, they can't have garlic, onions, avocado, because there's 23 species of avocado, I think 6 of which are toxic to birds. And the companies typically don't, when you buy stuff with avocado, they don't typically tell you what species of avocado they would put in that product. So they can't have guacamole, they can't have Doritos. Not that you should feed a parrot Doritos anyway, but if they accidentally steal one, you have to be careful. They can't have anything with high sodium. They can't have, because parrots are vulnerable to fatty liver disease. They can't have, oh geez, I'm blanking on the list. I should know this by heart. Holy crap. I have a list on my computer. But there's just so many things they cannot have. So you have to be very careful about what you feed your parrots. And you have to feed them a balanced diet of like leafy greens. That's called the rainbow, because you have to feed them a wide variety of vegetables and fruit. Or you have to feed them like supplement foods. Like there's a bunch of stuff out there. So you have to be careful with that. Anyway, I just went on a long tangent. I apologize. Blame my ADHD. Hello to all of you saying hi in chat. Hey, Turtle, how are you? How are you and Mighty Roo and Luna doing? Tell Luna I said sup. Give her some ear scratches and some paw shakes and some nose boops. Boop. I do that to Oreo, but he'd bite me. Also, for those of you that are just joining, Oreo got a bath today, so he's extra groomy, extra preeny, whatever. So he's keeping those feathers nice and pretty. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, my little boy got a bath today. Huh. Also, sorry we weren't live on Sunday. I was out partying at a club on Saturday. For those of you, I'm antisocial. I don't go to stuff like that. It's just fun to say. Sunday I was just feeling bleh. Lacey and I are both fighting off sinus stuff right now, and I was very sleepy on Sunday. So took a nap and woke up at like 8, and I was like, oh shit, I'm 2 hours late to my own live. That's awesome. Thank you for the likes and subscribes. I appreciate that, Cyberkin. Love the name. Cool. Anything cyber in it's pretty sweet. Likes and like and subscribing is the best way to help our channel at the moment. Helps us get more engagement, helps us get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. If you want to contribute in other ways, zachhertz.com/contribute has a lot of that. Amazon wishlist, merch, Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. All of that helps us with day-to-day stuff. It's all, or studio stuff, aka my bedroom. The microphone I'm using, the lights I'm using, were all contributed by people over on TikTok and YouTube. So we appreciate that. If you do send us something off the Amazon list list, we will make a video shouting it out, showing it off. And if you put something on the gift receipt, we'll shout that out as well. Promote your social media accounts, promote your small business, a cause you care about. Tell us a joke, tell Oreo he's handsome. I don't know, whatever. Put your, we don't do first and last names unless you like tell us it's okay. I don't like doxing people. If it's a social media account, we'll shout it out, but you have to say social media accounts, whatever. If it's a snack for Oreo, you get to see him eat it on camera. I do not eat on camera, so I won't be doing that. I hate hearing people eat on camera, so I try not to do that. And then Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App all goes to help pay the bills and buy snacks for Oreo. Pays for medical expenses for Oreo, stuff like that. And merch is just cool. Represent Oreo and me. Most of it's Oreo. I think the only thing with my face on it is the Zach and Oreo sticker. Everything else is Oreo. Okay, enough selling myself out. Let's see, what else? Burr. Hi, buddy. Are you watching the Magic School Bus? Are you watching the Magic School Bus? Pretty bird. That was me saying hi to Turtle's puppy, Luna. Yeah. So, how's y'all's week? I know the world's crazy right now, so I hope you all find moments of peace and relaxation when and where you can. Burr. Luna came over to look at phone. Aw, what's up, Luna? Paws up, dog. I'm gonna come puppy nap Luna. Dude, every time we're walking through a parking lot and I hear a puppy barking and we're walking by, I'm like, hi, pups. I always say hi to them. Also, leaving your dog in the car, ugh. I just want to grab those people and be like, are you in there? Hello? Why would you leave your dog in the car? It's right for me coming over and snatching your puppy, all right? Also the heat thing. But more importantly, I'm going to take your puppy. Although here in Washington, like fall, winter, like right now, you can probably leave your puppy in the car. It'll be fine. It's not super hot. But still, why would you risk it? Like, anytime Bobby's in the car, that's my roommate's dog. I stay in the car with him while she runs in and grabs stuff. You all excited for Halloween? We'll be doing a Halloween live here on YouTube. That's basically just gonna be what you're seeing now. Me talking, telling spooky stories. Maybe I'll go on Reddit and look up some like paranormal stories and read them on live, and I'll find some royalty free creepy music, and I'll use this voice for every bit of talking, and then I'll be like, oh, I hate this, and then go back to my normal voice because this voice is annoying. Boo. Also, what ghost talks like that? Seriously. I've never heard a ghost talk, but I'm pretty sure they don't talk like this. Boo, I'm a ghost. It is on Friday. Hell yeah. Not this Friday, next Friday, right? Also, wasn't it like within the last few years that Halloween was like Friday the 13th? I want to say it was like within the last like 15 years or something. And I'll regale you all of times that I worked at a haunted house and the creepy shit I experienced, or the funny stuff. I want to go to a haunted house. It's not happening, but I want to go. It's not happening, but I want to go to a haunted house this year. What's up, my dude? What's up? I want to start a book club here on YouTube, but the problem with that, not everybody has money to go on Audible and buy a book. And not everybody has Kindle. So I don't know how I would do. I don't know how I would do a book club. I think it'd be cool to like read a book, and then start the book at the beginning of the month, and at the end we all have a discussion on YouTube about it. But I don't know how to make that happen. How do people do book clubs? Like, how do people do that? Because you all have to have the ability to get the book. And I want my book club to be accessible for everybody. Maybe I'll ask my friend. She does a book blog thingy. I haven't talked to her in a while though. Hope she's okay. Mika, if you're out there, hi. Oreo's good. He's good. He's bitey. He's bitten me like 4 times before I started the live. When I went to go get him off his cage after he ate a snack, he like bit me 4 times. It was quite rude. But that's Oreo for you. Did anything fun in the store? Oh. I got a gift. I put videos up about it, and one of the gifts was a Professor Puzzle metal puzzle. It's a fish, and let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I gotta get up. I know it fell off. Oh shit! All right. Well, that probably fucked up the camera. Anyway, I know it fell off my bed. Give me a second. I gotta grab it. Man, it really fell off my bed. Okay, hold on. Berber, please don't bite me. You're not in any danger. Where the hell did it go? Ow, bud. Okay, well, it fell. It fell. And I can't currently grab it. I should have thought about this before the live and grabbed it. Hold on. Berber, you come here. Get on the bed for a sec. So you're not falling off my shoulder. There it is. Okie dokie. I found it. Now you come here. Don't bite me. Ow, mother. Don't laugh. That was rude. Okay. So this is the puzzle toy. Okay? This was sent to us by Joseph. Thank you, Joseph. And I love these types of toys because they're super tactile. They break my brain. Okay, so I showed it to Lacey when I got it. She's like, "That's cool." And the next day she's like, "Hey, can I see that again?" And I was like, "Sure. Yeah, of course you can." And I was like, "But don't solve it because I want to be the first one to solve it. And if you solve it, I'm going to be grumpy because I want to be the first one to solve it." And then she's like, "But I really want to solve it." I'm like, "Fine, whatever. I'm about to go shower. Play with it. See if you can solve it." She solved it in like 30 minutes. Rude, I know. And then I had it for a couple days, and it took me forever to solve it. And like, okay, so this is partly solved right now. And this part took me to get it off of the tail, which is where you're supposed to take it off at. I won't show you how to do it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who might buy one. But this part took me, in total, this whole part right here took me like, I don't know, 6 hours to figure out. I felt retarded. All right, I felt dumb, stupid, idiotic. And she figured it out in like an hour. Telling you, man. She's smart. And I haven't put it back together all the way because technically, Berber, don't stop. This part right here, this handle, is supposed to go. When it comes in, it's hooked up to this part right here. So you have to like put it. You have to get it all the way through, blah blah blah, and then you have to get it to this part, and then you have to get it off. Anyway, some smarty pants was like, "Oh, I figured it out." Like I was in the shower and she came and she was like, "I figured it out." I was like, "Just rude, bro. That is just rude. Don't solve someone else's puzzle toy before they have a chance to solve it." You know what I'm saying? It's called puzzle etiquette. Wait, camera's off center. Oh, god damn it. I knew kicking the tripod fucked it up. Hold on. Alright, hopefully that'll work. I'll go through the whole spiel again. Hold on, 1 sec. What's up, Lizzie? Can you guys see me again? I want a lizard. Okay. So this is the fish toy. Hold on. Wait 1 second. Close that stupid window. Okay, so this is the fish toy, right? This was a tactile puzzle sent to me by Joseph. And you're supposed to, when you get it, it comes. Hold on, I'll just show you. Hold on, I'll just show you. 1 sec. Okay, so it comes like this. Nope, not like that. Come on, work correctly, please. Thank you. Nope, come on. Yep, nope. God, I can't even work it when it's supposed to be the right way. Okay. Can you cooperate? Oh, I'm an idiot. How did she? Oh, did she do it like that? Hold on, Lacey, show me. Lacey, show me. Lacey. I cannot talk. Showed me a quick way to put it back together properly. Because she cheats. All right, Lacey cheats. One sec. Okay. What? Okay, yeah. Put this through this way. Yep. Put it like this. I know, this is engaging content, let me tell you. Okay. God, my fingers are like numb. Thank you, neuropathy. I did not realize how bad neuropathy affected motor movement of your fingers at times. Okay, so this is how it comes in the box. Bippy boppy boom, like that. Like that. Alright, so you have to... Alright, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rings. Did I put that on upside down? I fucking did. Okay, so I put this on upside down. I'm not going to fix it because... But this part is supposed to be on this rod when you get it. On this part of the rod right here when you get it. You're supposed to maneuver it so that you get it to this part, and then you're supposed to get it out of the tail right here. Okay? So, it's a cool toy. I like it. Professor Puzzle is a great company. I like them. They also make murder mystery kits. Like, they give you a book of stuff and you figure out who did it. There's, like, cards and stuff. I don't know. Not accessible. Didn't pay attention. But they made this toy. They have a few of these different types, which I want to collect them all, like Pokemon. And then the reason I found them is because I picked this up at a convention. I got it for free. And this is also another Professor Puzzle. Facebook branded, but it's Professor Puzzle. And it's a cube that turns into a man. Or a puzzle, like a wood person. It turns into a person. Hold on, let's see if I can still remember how to do it. I haven't done it in a while. Well, turning into a person is really easy. Putting it back into a box, not so easy. And turn it like that. Baby boppity boom. Put its head up. And person. Not person doing one-legged splits. All right, person, right? And then you put it into you can configure it back into a box. It took me forever to figure out this one out too. All right. I love these types of puzzles, but I'm not good at them. And so Joe sent the fish one to me, and I love it. I love these, like I said, I love these types of puzzles. They're fantastic. I've always been intrigued by them as a kid. I had puzzle boxes. I had puzzle boxes as a kid. And I think I have a few more on Amazon if you want to go check them out. Unfortunately, from what I've seen on Amazon, they don't have a lot of like tactile ones. All right, so that's how that goes back together. Wait, yeah, nope, yep. Hold on. Oh no, wait. I forget how this part goes. Oh yeah, right. And box. What's up, Jabroni? Jabroni, do you like My Little Pony? My Little Pony, My Little Pony, something, 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 something. I don't know that show, really. I'm very salty about the puzzle. Okay, the fact that she figured it out in an hour and it took me a combined total of like 10 hours to figure it out. Blue Lacy, I'm convinced. I'm convinced that she looked up the solution. Okay, I won't ever tell her that because she'll deny it until the day she dies. But she cheats. All right, I'm telling you. What's up, HP5? Right, do you like Harry Potter 5? Is that what that's referred to? What's up, Zachaner? Hello. Wait, are you Justa? Hold on. You guys' names are so different on YouTube. Hey, Barbara, how are you? We're the best? I know. Oreo's more the best than I am, but I'm still pretty good. Oreo's a 10, I'm like a 4. Yeah, we really appreciate it, Jabroni. I don't know if you saw our gift video, but we put them out there, so thank you. I think you also sent us the... Did you send us the gooseneck tripod as well? I haven't... I had to send that back, unfortunately, because it was missing a piece. So I'm dealing with a return on that, unfortunately. I haven't made a video about it because I knew I'd be sending it back, so I didn't want to make a video about it. But I do appreciate the pretzels and the fish puzzle. What am I blanking on? You guys, I am dealing with brain fog a lot lately. Like, I literally remember recording the video, and I can't remember all the items. Your parrot's so cute. Thank you. His name is Oreo. He's a 22-year-old Red Lord Amazon. I've had him his entire life. If you want to read his origin story, zachhertz.com/Oreo. But the brief summary is, I rescued him from a breeder who wanted to euthanize him because he lost his right foot in an incubator when he hatched due to the breeder's negligence. She's a bit of a see you next Tuesday, if you ask me. She wanted to euthanize him because he was disabled, and disabled parrots don't make profit because she didn't think they could have good lives. Rude. Being blind, I knew that was a bunch of bullshit. Turns out she was a horrible human being. Found out later, and at that point too, more so later. Where was I going with this? Oh, lost his foot. We adopted him. He's been in my family ever since. I got him when I was 13. 35. So yeah, he's been in my family ever since. He's my little buddy. I took care of him his entire life. Well, most of his life, because I moved away and didn't want to bring him with me because I didn't know where I'd be living. So my family took care of him while I was away at college. Good Blink-182 song. And yeah, but I got him back during the pandemic. I'm in a stable place, so felt like it was time to bring him back home. Plus, my dad was dead, so and don't say sorry for that. It's fine. Yeah. Anyway, going back to Joe here for a sec. Yeah, the tripod's cool. Actually, I still have it. I can show you to you. I haven't sent it back yet. I'm still waiting for Amazon to figure out what the hell they want to do with it. They're weird because sometimes they're like, yeah, send it back, and sometimes they're like, here's a whole new one without doing anything. This is the tripod. I'll show it to you guys. It's pretty rad, actually. Oh, I forgot I did that. So, it's a clamp tripod. You can clamp it onto a side of a table or whatever, and you're supposed to be able to connect the phone cradle to this part, but they didn't send me the mount piece. So you put the, please don't bite me, buddy. That's not nice. You put the clamp piece right here, and then you screw it in, like the little foot mount, and then you screw this on top of the clamp part, or the foot. It's a typical camera mounting system, and then you can bend it, blah blah blah. So I'm waiting for the company to figure out what they want to do. If they want to send me the piece, if they want to send this back and send me a new one, I don't know. But it's really cool. I actually do like it. let's ignore what it looks like, okay? We're just gonna ignore that part. I showed it to Lacey and I showed it to Lacey and she started laughing. Because at first she was like, "Is that a toy for something?" And I'm like, "No, but I could see where you would get that." I keep kicking the fucking camera. Hold on. Okay, hopefully that's better. The problem with having the camera closer is I keep kicking it when I stand up or whatever. Let me know if that's bad, or if it's better. And there's a tripod behind that, the phone tripod with the light on it, so it takes up more space. But hopefully the lighting's been better the last times I've used it. I kind of want a ring light. It'd be so much easier. But I'd like these big fancy studio lights. That's way bulkier than I expected. Dude, the clamp on it's fantastic. That's like a workshop clamp. I like it. That clamp's cool. And it's funny because the way you attach it together, it's like a buckle for a collar. I would show you, but Ori's gonna bite me again. But like a dog's collar where it has like the little metal or plastic clippies that you slide out. It comes together like that. So you just pinch it and it pops out. Said that a few times, ladies. Sorry, I couldn't resist. One thing I'll do when I get the new one or when I get that one fixed is I'm gonna oil it up a little bit because the plastic's kind of sticky, like it sticks to itself. So I'm gonna use a little bit of coconut oil or whatever oil I have on hand and oil it up a little bit so that it bends a little easier. But it's a cool design. I like it. And then once I get that, I can actually start using this TV tray over here and like have the phone aimed down at the TV tray and stuff. Maybe go a little bit more arts and craftsies for YouTube.
River meds?
Yep.
I didn't have my phone on me in case you did call.
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't realize time had gone by that fast. Did I tell you Berber got a bath today?
No.
He did.
Nice.
He did not like it.
I bet.
He kept trying to escape.
Yeah, that seems like the thing he'd do.
I slowed him down by putting the tub at the back of the shower.
Yeah.
So he has to go over the lip of the tub, tub down onto the shower floor, up
the little fake tub that you have, the little lid.
Yeah, it works great. Don't mock it.
Not mocking it.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, I'm about to make din din.
What you making?
You know what I'm making.
Yeah, but chicken burgers. Is there anything else?
No.
Okay.
I figure 2 for you.
2 for me is great.
Okay.
I'm a fat little piggy.
Oink, oink. And I've got onions and lettuce to put on yours.
Sweet. Ooh, do we have pickles?
I figure we do upstairs.
Okay.
I'm not certain yet. But I figured if we did, I'd put them on yours.
What was that?
Extra tomato, right?
Yeah, extra tomato.
All the juicy,
you
juicy
heathen.
tomato.
You
I'll
heathen.
Put tomato.
Oh, dude.
I won't even cut it.
And make sure you warm it up on the stove,
I'll
too.
just put straight tomato right on top.
Oh, dude, cherry tomatoes are disgusting in a salad.
I don't have, it's not cherry tomato.
What was that ice cream brand?
Talente.
Talente. Thank
The
you.
fact that you don't know that, man. Heathen.
I know, I'm a heathen for not knowing a brand of ice cream I've never had before till today. Talente.
Did you like it?
Did I like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me a second to be like, this is not my usual ice cream.
Yeah.
But it was good. I liked it.
Gelato.
I'm excited to try the cookie dough.
Yeah. Yeah, bye.
Bye. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I had a new brand of ice cream today called Talente. I've never had it before. It comes in a fancy plastic jar. I can actually show you. I kept the jar because I'm going to use it to store stuff. Don't kick the tripod. So this is the plastic jar for Talente. Barbara, please stop biting me when I have stuff in my hands. It's kind of a cool little jar. I've never seen ice cream come in a plastic jar like this. They're like a fancier Ben & Jerry's. But I figured the jar would be cool to keep stuff in. Screws, bolts, bits and odds and ends. And it vanished. And just like that, it disappeared into the void to never be found again. Dude, I have so many. Whoa! I'm gonna get. Okay, okay. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you a treat. Okay. Yeah, you're so happy now that I'm getting up and getting you a treat. So I know this is super attractive to potential partners out there, but I have a giant tub of Legos, and I have another tub of Connects, which are way cooler than Legos in my opinion. You can do way more with Connects than you can do with Legos. Just my opinion. But yeah. You guys wonder why I've been single for so many years? It's because I have Legos and Connects and magnets and Star Wars action figures and the Enterprise. All right, that's Star Trek, but yeah. But I've always had Legos. I love Legos. They're freaking awesome. And then I found Connects at age like 11, and I never looked back. I love Connects. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go. Hey, stop! I gotta put the mic on the chair, big guy. I'm gonna go grab you a treat. Okay? if we get that far. Hey, buddy. Hi, I got carrot for you. I got carrot for you. You want a piece of carrot? Because we're out of Nutriberries. Yeah, I'm sorry, we're out. I'm waiting till payday to get you more, okay? Yeah. Yeah, we're out of carrot. Oh, sorry, we're out of Nutriberries and we're out of WALNUTs right now. I apologize. I know. I know. I know. I'm sorry. I'm living on a shoestring budget at the moment, okay? Mm-hmm. So here's a piece of carrot for you, young man. There you go. I'm gonna sneak. Actually, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hi, Burby. Yeah. Yeah.
And then she becomes different because she lives with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything cray-cray.
Uh-huh.
Just talking about how I can't curse at my grandparents. Okay, Bob.
Bye. He is a cute parrot. I agree with that. He's handsome. He's adorable. He's gorgeous. Going back to Legos for a second. Sorry, I saw a comment I want to address. My wife loves to humor my Legos. Well, don't let go of her. Keep her for as long as you can, bro. I literally had a girl I was dating go, "That's so unattractive," and I was like, "All right, well." I mean, to be fair, there was a lot of problems with that relationship, but whatever. Oreo got a bath today, Barbara, so he's extra feisty. Yeah, he's a feisty boy. He's a feisty gentleman. I shouldn't call you a boy. You're a feisty gentleman. Yep, you're not a young parrot anymore. Nope, you're a distinguished gentleman. YouTube, you said there's more comments below, but how do I hate that you do this because I can never see them. Yeah, Legos are very tactile and accessible. They actually have Braille Legos. I don't know if they still make them, but they have Braille Legos that are not Legos, but they have Braille on them. I don't know. They were like a school thing. I don't know what they were actually for. I think it was to teach kids to read Braille using Legos. I don't know. You couldn't really build with them. They sucked. But they do have Braille instructions for Legos. I've never looked in. I never got them because I've never had like Lego sets to use the instructions for. I've always just bought like random Legos at garage sales and stuff, so I've never had like an actual set to build like an actual like Lego set. But the Legos I have now, I traded a pipe for. A buddy of mine had a big box of Legos that he didn't want anymore, and I had a cool pipe, and he's like, "I'll trade you those for that," and I'm like, "Done." I have a lot of. At that time I had a lot of pipes, so I was like, "Sweet, you can have that pipe. It's fine." And I mean, to be fair, Lego. I mean, it's cool to build the sets of Legos, but I actually like having just a bunch of random pieces and putting stuff together that way. It was more engaging to me. I imagine Connects are more accessible for blind or impaired. Yeah, and I feel like Connects let you do a lot more like cool, intricate stuff. Like I've built robots out of Connects that were like, I use like rubber bands and stuff as like to like control them and stuff. And you have more of like a gear system with Connects, and more of a drive shaft. And I know there are Lego sets that have that type of stuff. I've just never had them. The Connects that I have has like a motor with it. Back in the day, I bought it for like $30. Now that set's, I don't know, like $80. When I last looked at it on Amazon, when I was interested in getting more, because over the years I've lost pieces and stuff. But yeah, Connects are really cool. If you don't know what Connects are, it's K''NEX if you want to look it up. They're a pretty cool toy for a child, but they have small pieces, so not a small child, maybe like 6 or 7 when they don't have to put stuff in their mouths. Although, does that ever go away? And they have micro Connects, which are super cool. They like shrank Connects down and made them smaller, so that's pretty cool. Is that a good piece of carrot, Bubba? Is that a good piece of carrot? Yeah. Was it tasty? You want me to pick you up? You want to come here? Yeah? You want to come here? Hmm? I love a little, noise that he does. It's like a question, like, Do you want to come here? Hi. I've had too much caffeine today. Hold on, bud. Hold on. We're gonna go dump this water out. Actually, no, we're not. We're gonna keep it in case you're thirsty. I need to clean this table off, though. It's got a lot of stuff on it. Alright, there we go. Found a place for it. Yeah, but I gotta clean that table off. It's getting cluttered again. I need to get some more shelving and put it up on the walls. I'm bad at organizing stuff. I literally have like 2 stacks of Rubbermaid containers full of stuff that I need to go through and reorganize and get rid of, and 2 of them are full of pants and shirts that don't fit anymore that I need to send to Goodwill or something. Losing weight sucks. I literally wear like size 38 pants every day, and I'm on like a size 30 now. But I need to save up money and go buy all new clothes. So thank God my belt still works. I've had 2 belts go out on me, so I've been using my military belt that's like Velcro, and it's a cool belt, but it's also too big for me, but it works. I have 2 suits in my closet I need to get rid of because I bought them when I was like 230, 240, and so now they're like circus tents on me. I don't know if I can get them tailored to fit right now. I bought them from Men's Warehouse, so they're not the best suits. I don't know if I want to dump money into them to get them tailored to fit better. I don't even know if they could downsize them that much. Probably be cheaper just to go buy new suits. And to be fair, right now I don't have a reason to wear suits. I think if I have a job interview, I'll just go buy some nice business clothes that aren't suits. Anyway, I'm going down tangents a lot today. Any cool, fun weekend plans for y'all? I got the My Little Pony song stuck in my head now. My Little Pony. I've not seen one episode of that show. Well, I think I've seen episodes of it when my little cousins were watching it. I know there's a lot of creepy dudes that watch that show that are truly creepy and problematic. We might call those people PDF files because a lot of them have been busted. Working all weekend bartender. That's fun. What's the craziest bartending story you have, if you want to share? Also, is the whole angel shot, halo shot thing true? Like, if you're feeling unsafe at a bar, you can go up to the bartender and be like, angel shot, or whatever the keyword is nowadays? I've seen a lot of stuff online about it, but I've never known if that was actually like a true thing. They should have a keyword for, I don't want to get drunk anymore, I need water in my shots, thank you. Although, to be fair, I can't drink anymore. Thanks, seizures. You're not supposed to drink on anti-seizure meds. Boo. I know, boo. Never had it happen, but it's definitely more of a club scene thing. Okay. Alright. Good to know. You get people asking for water as a so when that happens, do you charge them or not? Like, do you charge them the same drink, the same price as a shot of vodka or something? Or is it on the house? How does that work out? As you can probably tell, I don't go to bars very much. Even when I was able to drink, I avoided bars like the plague. Too loud, too crowded. I got propositioned by a hooker once. That was weird. Took me a minute to realize what she was up to. Here I thought she was hitting on me. Nope, she just wanted my money. And as a blind person, you don't get to see who's approaching you, right? You have to kind of judge based off of like voice. And I'm just gonna say this as politely as I can. She sounded like a schmeth addict. All right, like she sounded like she'd smoked 20 packs a day. Sounded like she was all strung out. Uh, Even if she wasn't a lady of the night, I wouldn't have taken her up on any of that. I was like, I feel very uncomfortable around you. Nope. Now the two nurses, ooh, I should have taken them up on that. I was an idiot. I should have let them take me back to the hotel room and corrupt the shit out of me. If they wanted to look like they're still drinking free water for all, hell yeah. I can get behind that. I know my limit. If I'm out drinking, depending on what I'm drinking, 4 or 5 shots. That's it. That's my cutoff. 2 shots back to back. 1 shot every 30 to 40 minutes. Cutoff is 5. If I'm at home, 7, 8, 12. I don't like being blackout. I don't like being blackout drunk. I hate it. I've done it a couple times. If I'm at home, it's a little better. But being out in public, I don't like to lose my faculties. I like to be aware. I'm definitely not like a violent drunk. I'm pretty calm and I'm more of like a I love you man. But saying I love you, ugh, who does that? I mean, I do to Berber all the time, but telling strangers you don't know, I love you, bro. No. And don't hug me. Actually, don't touch me. Hold on. I gotta process this story. Craziest story. Still finding one of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's a sports team. I know that. Baseball? No, football. Football. They're football. Find them passed out in the bush outside my work. Having the security take them back to the stadium. That's pretty crazy. And this is why I don't get blackout drunk. I'm not a drinker. I'm a smoker. Legal in my state makes it easier. Hell yeah. Yeah, so alcoholism does run in my family. I fortunately dodged that bullet. If it's here, I'll drink it, but I don't crave it or I don't like. The only time I craved it hardcore was when I had a bad tooth in my mouth. When one of my wisdom teeth broke in half and was like all janky, and it's taking months to get it taken care of. I would slam back shots like every night just so I could sleep. But I typically don't like feel the urge to drink. It's never really been. I like it. It's fun, but I also know that like too much of it and I get stupid, and I don't like the hangover the next morning. So I'm very fortunate in that way because it did run in my family. Probably still does with people I don't talk to or hang out with just because of the distance. But like my grandpa had a problem with it. My dad in his early years had a problem with it. But I do miss smoking. I miss smoking a lot. I'm going to try to go back to it and see if it's gotten better or worse. We'll see. But the panic and anxiety attacks, hardcore bad. No thank you. I never thought that would do that to me, but it did. I used to have my med card and everything. I used to grow it and loved it. But yeah. Just coffee and nicotine now. Those are... And I'm still doing a bit of kratom here and there to help with pain because pain's insane. But I'm not doing it like I'm not doing like as much as I used to a couple months ago. I'm only dabbling with it like once or twice a day every few days when the pain gets super bad and I can't handle it. But it's not like I don't crave it or feel the need to take it when I'm not in pain or when the pain's not that bad or when the pain's not intolerable. I really need to quit cigs and stuff. Yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be a pain in the ass to quit vaping. I've been dialing back on it for the last month or so. I've been at 12 milligrams, but I had to go back to 24 because the place we go to didn't have 12, and they're not gonna carry it because no one wants it. So I need to drop down, either stay at 24 or drop down to 6. So after the next 2 bottles are done, I'm gonna drop down to 6 because it is scientifically proven that nicotine will lower your seizure threshold, which means you'll have more likely to have more seizures. So that's fun. So I just need to get off that completely and call it good. But fortunately, I haven't had any more seizures since the last one 2 months ago, a month ago, however long that was. So that's good. I've only had 3 total since I got diagnosed with epilepsy. And I'm still not even sure if I have epilepsy. Likely, because there's seizures on both sides of my family, but I don't know. I'm wondering if I quit both nicotine and kratom, if I'll ever have a seizure again. But I have a feeling if I bring that up to my doctor and be like, hey, once I quit these, let's take me off the seizure meds, they're going to be like, nope. Damn, it's already 8:33. What time do we start the live? Hold on. Where's my little... That. Yep. Oh shit, we're at 1 hour, 18 minutes, bud. Time's flying by today. Not to be offensive to you guys, but sometimes it feels like these lives drag on a little bit. But this one's flying right on by. We'll go till 9. Why not? Make up for the live I missed on Sunday. I'm used to having weird medical shit. As long as it's not cancer, I'm good. Even that, whatever. I've always just assumed at this point that cancer will be the thing that kills me. Which is fine. I kind of like that, actually, because then I know what to expect. Go for Oreo. It's just... can I get... Is there enough hamburger buns? Then... Okay, then 2 patties, one bun's fine. No, that's fine. Do we have mustard? A little bit of mustard, then's fine. Okay. And pickles. I was like, huh? Oh yeah, whatever. I always thought it was weird to put pickles on a chicken sandwich, but now I like it. Yeah. Alright, thanks bro, you're the best. Bye. Alright. I gotta catch the stream up. Anyway, as I was saying, I always thought cancer would be the thing that kills me. I know what to expect with it. It's like my grandpa had like 3 or 4 heart attacks, I think, maybe 5. And like the doctor's like, this is gonna kill you eventually. And I was like, that sucks. Cancer, at least, is like you can catch it, it's coming. A heart attack, just out of the blue, nowhere, boom, gone. That sounds horrifying to me. I'm just dealing with tooth issues after ignoring them for 15 years. Dude, same. So I had bad teeth already from chemo and radiation, and my dad did not teach me good oral hygiene as a kid. He didn't enforce it. There'd be days where I would show up to school and people would be like, "You have bad breath. Here's gum or mints." Um, really cause insecurities actually. I still kind of do have oral insecurities about my teeth and about my breath. It's the only insecurity I have about my physical features. And for a long time, we didn't have dental insurance here in Washington for people who were on the state insurance. And so I didn't have the money to do anything. So I'd have to call my dad or my grandpa and be like, "Hey, I need $130 to get a tooth ripped out of my head," because it's just they can't do anything. It's gonna cost way more to fix it. So it's just easier to take it out and way cheaper. So did that. I've had depends if you count wisdom teeth or not, but I've had non-wisdom teeth. I've had 3 teeth pulled out, which I'm very lucky on that. But if you count my wisdom teeth, I had 7 teeth pulled out. Another cool thing is I had my second molar pulled out on my top left side, and the molar behind it shifted over eventually, so there's not a big gap there. But I have my second molar on my bottom left hand side taken out, and it did not shift over. So I have a gap on my bottom left side. And then I had a filling on my front tooth next to my front left canine, whatever the incisor, whatever that tooth is. I had a filling crack on that, so I need to go back and have them drill it out and refill it. And then I've just had so many cavities over the years. But as an adult, I've gotten way better about oral hygiene. I floss, scrape my tongue. I need a new water pick, unfortunately. My water pick decided to break, so I've been using those little dental flossy sticks, which are fine. Water pick to me is a lot easier and funner. It's like a little squirt gun. Yeah, I wish I had been taught better oral hygiene as a kid, for sure. And I've had a couple of ghost teeth, which are interesting. Those are teeth that don't grow out; they stay in underneath your gums. I had one of those pulled out a few months ago, and then I have another one that is still there. It might need to come out eventually, but for now it's doing okay. But if I ever get fuck it rich, I'm having all my teeth fixed. I don't know. I've often thought about just getting all my teeth pulled out and dentures or implants or something. Because eventually they're all going to start breaking down and be a problem, so. I feel just now we're holding back the dam. Also, can I just say, dentists that try to talk to you while your mouth's wedged open while they have tools in there, assholes. All right? Assholes. You know what you're doing. It's like they teach you in dental school to make your patients pissed off at you, get their mouths open and numbed up, and ask them questions. How was your day today? Oh, ha, 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 ha. If it's not a yes or no question, I'm not talking to you. That's one thing that's one thing I like about my dentist now. She does not do that. She'll walk in and be like, "Hey, how are you?" And they're not doing any work on you yet. I'm like, "I'm good. Thanks for asking. How are you?" "Good." "Great. Let's get started." Open your mouth. Boom. And she does not talk to you unless it's "Are you okay? Anything hurting?" And then she talks to the dental hygienist or dental assistant. Sorry, I forget what they're called. And they talk back and forth over my head. Fine. I'm cool with that. Do not talk to me. Talk to me before or after. Do not talk to me during. Because I'm stressed out. My heart rate's through the roof. And I don't have time to make small talk with you while you're wrenching on my teeth, drilling my teeth, picking my teeth, putting stitches in. Just don't even start. All right? I have opinions about doctors and medical stuff. I could write a book on it. My dentist is a 6'5" Russian man who does not joke around. He's the best. Hell yeah. That's awesome. You had a root canal done when you were 16 that you weren't numb for? Oh, that's my nightmare. I'm a big baby. Numb me up. Teeth pain is one of the pains I cannot tolerate. It's sucked because when that wisdom tooth on my left hand side bottom jaw broke and was being all problematic, my dentist couldn't do anything about it. We were waiting for the oral surgeon because my roots have always been problematic. They twist, they're too close to nerves, all that nonsense. But I had the tooth next to it, that back molar, needed to get filled, and they hit me up. Well, they numbed me up. They numbed me up as much as they could. But because that wisdom tooth was infected and all that nonsense, they were drilling on the tooth next to it, and that didn't hurt. The drilling didn't really hurt. It was the hot cold from the water and the air, and it was hitting that wisdom tooth, and it was. I was like almost screaming, and they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I can still feel that hot cold and what that hot cold temperature change on that tooth. It sucks." And at first the water was cold, and I was like, "Hey, that water is really cold. Like, I know it's not like super hot usually, but that water is like ice cold." And they're like, "Oh, that's weird." And they sprayed it to test it, and like, "Oh yeah, that's really cold. What's going on?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Someone turned off the heater. I don't know what's going on with that." And then they like changed it, and they put a bunch of gauze around the wisdom tooth to try to protect it. It still didn't help, and I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna suffer through this, I guess," because that tooth next to it needs to be filled. Yeah, if I was being tortured and they're like, "Okay, we're gonna work on your teeth and torture you," I'm like, "I'll tell you whatever you want to know, bro. And if I don't know it, I'll make it up. Just leave my teeth alone." Mom had a bad dental experience too. Didn't make me go for years. Yeah. I mean, it really depends on your parents too, right? Like, my dad was not a big fan of the dentist either. And then, like, he even hated having to do the yearly checkup with me. He's like, "Oh." It was cool because I had chemotherapy, right? That's not the cool part. But they had teeth that needed to be worked on, but they couldn't work on them because of the chemo. They didn't want to like do any like. They were worried about infections and stuff, so they capped my teeth. There was like 3 teeth that they put stainless steel caps over. They like sterilized them, and then they capped them until the chemo was done, and I could go get dental stuff done. Which is funny because those teeth ended up just getting pulled out. Anyway, after that, but they put these stainless steel caps over the teeth. They like molded. They like had a mold made, and they like capped them. And I was like, they should do this for all my teeth. That'd be so rad. And then when those teeth got pulled out, I told my dad, "Okay, these are metal. These have scrap metal value. I want more than 50 cents from the tooth fairy. I want like $5 per tooth." And my dad's like, $5? I'm like, "Yeah, bro, the stainless steel caps. That's expensive." And I'm like, the tooth fairy better pay out. So I got $15 when those teeth, because they pulled them all out at once. Those are my baby teeth. I don't know why they just didn't wait till they came out, but I remember. So at that point, I knew my dad was the tooth fairy. Sorry if any kids are watching, but I knew my dad was the tooth fairy, and I remember realizing that my dad was the tooth fairy because this is before the caps. This is before the chemo too. But I lost a tooth, And it's probably my second or third one that I lost, one of my baby teeth. And I remember putting it under my pillow, and I'm like, Dad, I lost a tooth that's under my pillow. I hope the tooth fairy comes tonight. And I wake up in the morning, and the rule is with the tooth fairy, you put the tooth under your pillow, and she puts the money where the tooth was, right? Right. So I wake up in the morning, and the tooth is still there. And I remember being upset. I'm like, Dad, the tooth fairy didn't give me money, and the tooth's still there. Now, what he should have done, but didn't, is wait till the next night to put money under my pillow and take the tooth. Not what he did. I get up, I'm upset, I take a shower, I eat breakfast, and he goes, hey, check under your pillow again. I think she came while you were in the shower. And I'm like, what? That is not how the tooth fairy works. She only comes at night. And she always knows when you lose a tooth. And then I remember going under my pillow and there being like 50 cents or whatever he was paying at the time. I go, Dad, tell me the truth. You're the tooth fairy, aren't you? And he goes, no. And I'm like, Dad, I know when you're lying. You're the tooth fairy. And I remember being like 5, maybe, yeah, 5. And he's like, yeah, I'm the tooth fairy. I'm sorry. And I was like, why do we lie to our children about this nonsense? Just be straight up. Hey, you lost a tooth? Here's some money. Or here's a piece of candy. I don't know. Why do we fictionalize this shit for kids? I always said if I had kids, I'm not, and I would never will. But I would not lie to my children about this nonsense. I would be like, yo, that's some bullshit. Here's the truth. Appreciate what you get from me, all right? And then I'd be like, but Elf on the Shelf, totally real. God, I really hope there's no kids watching my stream right now. If there are, please don't watch my streams ever. I mark these streams as not kid friendly, so hopefully YouTube keeps kids from watching it. I try to do the same thing on TikTok. My content is not kid friendly, all right? I've had people be like, yeah, me and my 4-year-old watch your streams. I'm like, ooh, please don't. I cuss. I talk about adult topics. I try to put a filter on myself, but I forget. I'm in front of a camera talking to a large audience that could possibly see this. We never did Elf on a Shelf. Yeah, me neither. I feel like that wasn't a thing until I was older. Good night, Barbara. Sleep tight. Thanks for moderating. Really good to see you. Hope you have a good week and weekend. We're going to try to be live on Friday. I feel like some comments aren't showing up. What have we done? Okay. No. So I haven't been on TikTok in like a year. Almost a year. So when that whole thing of like TikTok's going away, this is back when like when Biden was leaving and Trump was coming into office. And like Biden was like, yeah, we're getting rid of TikTok. And then Biden put a hold on that. And then I was like, well, fuck this. They can't make their mind up on it. I'm just going to leave TikTok. And at that point, I was having a lot of accessibility issues with TikTok. And I was just growing tired of dealing with that. And the fact that, like, every time I turned around, I felt like I was losing, like, when we first started, I had one account, the Zachary Hertz account. And we got that account up to, like, 52,000 followers. And it was doing really, 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 really well. Like, we were gaining probably 1,000 followers a week, around that, or something like that. I don't know, it's been a while since I've looked at the analytics of it. But we were growing. It was probably the most successful social media account I've ever had. We were getting trolled a lot, fair, whatever, it's TikTok, I expected that. And then trolls or people just started like flagging my account. I kept getting like suspensions. I would appeal them, and then they would be like, yep, you did nothing wrong, sorry about that. But it still counts on your record. Even if they appeal it, it's still kind of like, it pulls you out of the algorithm. And then like a couple of suspensions took. They're like, yeah, we looked at what you said or did, and it violated our terms of service. So here's a week suspension. and then that also really started affecting our like viewership. And what sucks about any of these social media platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Insta, whatever, they say that you violate their terms of service, and they point to like a very like vague like thing. They're like, well, you said this, but they don't give you exact like examples of what you did. They just say, oh, you talked about I'm trying to think of like how they phrase it. They're like, oh, you were using hate speech, and I was like, hate speech. And then like I went like on TikTok, I went back and looked at the live that I got suspended on. I'm like, I was using, I was talking about language policing and like how.
Here you go.
Thank you, bro.
They were not. So I gave you 2 burgers.
All
Two
right.
buns.
Thank you, bro.
You'll see.
Okay.
There's you have 3 chicken patties there technically,
Okay.
but one's cut in half on each other burger.
It smells delicious.
Oh.
I will eat this after the live, which we're going to wrap up here shortly, so thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Zev. Anyway, so the stream that they said I got that they suspended me on, they said I was using hate speech. And I was talking about like terms that are related to like disabilities, and I won't say them here because I don't know how YouTube feels about that. But I was talking about like how like I never got offended when people called me this or called me that, and I never. And I was talking about how like you can change the word, but it doesn't change the concept. Like you can change a word, but that concept still exists, and a new word is just going to take its place. So this constant like word shifting to make other people feel better doesn't really matter in the long run. And I wasn't talking about like the R word. I was talking about like other like quote unquote archaic terms, like especially around like blindness. God, I wish I could talk like plainly without getting yelled at by YouTube. But and so TikTok was like, oh, well, you violated our terms of service. And I went and looked at their terms of service, and I looked at the like paragraph or whatever they call it that they referred me to. And I go, it literally said that when talking about yourself or your experience, it's fine. But if you use it towards other people,
dude,
it's a problem.
Ketchup.
It's fine.
I need ketchup on mine, so I'm putting ketchup on mine.
Alright.
I was like, I can't believe I forgot ketchup.
But basically, I was talking about myself and my experiences. I didn't go out and attack anybody. Wasn't using it derogatorily. I wasn't saying it about other people. I was talking about my own experience. And they were like, but there's no way to like point that out to them. Because on TikTok, all you get is like they're like, oh, your account has been suspended or your streaming privilege has been suspended. If you think this is an error, click the appeal button. And you click the appeal button and you don't get to type in like your argument. You don't get to type in an explanation. You literally just hit the button and then it gets kicked up to someone from the AI because they have AI like scanning for keywords. And then the AI makes a decision instantly and suspends you. And then if you appeal it, it gets kicked up to a human person. They get a timestamp of like where the thing went wrong. They don't get the full context. I don't think they even. I think they look at the timestamp, look at the word, and be like, "Yep." They don't go back and watch like 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after, and then they make a determination based off of like that 3-second clip that they see or whatever. And then you don't get to say anything. You literally get suspended based off of like the appeal. When you appeal, that's it. Like you get one button and you can't like do anything after that, and you just have to deal with this suspension. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so all that to say, I switched over to YouTube, and honestly, I don't think I'll go back to TikTok. Maybe I will at some point, but I highly doubt it. I actually like YouTube a lot more. It's more accessible. It's a slower build to build the community up. I don't know if we'll ever reach 50,000 people here on YouTube. As far as a subscriber account, that's fine. Or subscriber account, I'm fine with that. I've always been more of a small core community of people who care and interact with each other and interact with Oreo and I. The only reason the numbers matter here on YouTube and TikTok is because in order to like monetize content, you have to have a certain number of subscribers. So in order to monetize my channel on YouTube, I need 1,000. And the only reason I want to monetize is to help pay the bills and like, all that stuff. It's not like I want to like do ad reads. I don't want to like sell shit to people. I just want to get paid for the content that I'm producing and use that money to keep our roof over our heads and expand our content production. I'd like to be able to pay an editor to make our stuff more not more better, but make it more attractive, make it more streamlined. I want to like not have to worry about camera angles, all that stuff. So like that's the only reason I'm worried about monetization is to pay the bills and to build our content out better. And then any extra money would be put towards like the parrot sanctuary or a charity. I want to do like I'm not here to get rich. I'm here to keep a stable income, a roof over our heads, keep Oreo taken care of, and then like put money away for investing and like to live off of, and then any extra gets put towards stuff that I find like valuable as far as like helping other people, helping other animals, building our parrot sanctuary, stuff like that. All the automatic systems are ruining everything. Yeah. Well, and part of that is we don't have the ability to teach AI context at the moment. At least with the social media stuff. Like Gemini, ChatGPT are starting to understand context more. But these AI algorithm checking systems, I mean, they're shit. These companies get like a model up and running, and they don't like really, from what I've understood, they don't really like improve on it all that much. They want to keep the workforce small, and they want to rely more and more on these AI. I mean, I guess it's AI, but they want to rely on more of these automated like systems, and they don't really care to, unless you're like someone who's making them millions of dollars per live stream or something. They really don't care. And even those people get fucked sometimes. Like Twitch, especially Twitch will get rid of people if there's a big enough backlash on like Twitter or whatever. They'll keep a PDF file on their platform, but they'll get rid of someone who calls it out, or they get rid of like people who are actually doing good in the world, but they'll keep someone who's making them millions of dollars who's a problem in real life. And it just it just sucks. And also, I've noticed with TikTok, so TikTok has fully admitted. There's an article. I'll have to see if I can find it again. But like, if you Google TikTok admits to hiding like undesirable people. So like, if you were disabled or quote unquote not attractive enough, TikTok would like shadow ban you. And they admitted that back in like I want to say 2020, 2021, I think. I forget the date, but they admitted it, and there was articles coming out about it. And then TikTok said they were going to stop doing that because TikTok was curating like a look. They wanted to like have like super hot, attractive people constantly on their platform. They wanted to promote a certain ideology. They wanted to promote like all the stuff that they thought would make money. And they were like getting rid of or shadow banning like all these other people that didn't fit their like core concept of what the app should be. And that definitely had happened to me when I was on TikTok. When I started talking about disabilities more, that's when my viewership started to go down, and then I started getting trolled a lot because I wasn't like putting up with trolls nonsense. I'd block and ban them, or I guess blocking is the same thing as banning them. When I started getting more and more into like the disability stuff and not wanting to be used as inspiration porn, and I started like calling this out, that's when my viewership dropped. That's when I started to like feel shadow banned, and then I started looking into it, and I was like, I definitely feel shadow banned at this point because like going up to that 52K when I was getting all those followers, I wasn't exactly talking. I mean, I was talking about disabilities, but I wasn't exactly like you could say it was more on the inspiration porn side. Not exactly inspiration porn, but it was definitely more of like the, hey, here's like the fun stuff about disabilities. Here's like the lighthearted stories about disabilities. But then when I started talking more like, hey, here's the struggles I face. Here's like the inaccessibility of the world. Here's um, all the challenging stuff about cancer, and that's when like TikTok was like, no, 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 no. We want it to be happy, happy, happy. And I was like, oh fuck. And there's definitely blind creators who were doing way better than me because like they were definitely leaning heavily into the inspiration porn side of it. They were like, I'm so inspirational. Look at all this fun stuff that I'm doing, and I'm blind. And I'm like, I wrote a book. It's all about how my life is overcoming challenges, and like I have this cool thing that I do, like whatever. If you're a musician or a skater, or like literally people would have like blind musician in their as their TikTok handle. And there's a reason I use my first and last name as my social media. It's because that's who I am. Like being blind is a part of who I am, but it's not like the main part of who I am. Like I barely think about it. My identity is multifaceted. It's not just one facet of like my disability. I talk about it, I share about it, but I also talk about other stuff, and I don't make it my whole personality like I was seeing a lot. I see a lot on social media nowadays, especially. But back on TikTok, when I was definitely more on the TikTok thing, I saw just people leaning into it so heavily, and they were doing way better than me, which is fair, fine, whatever. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I found it very like off-putting because like people would come and I'd look at their chats, and that's all they would talk about. You didn't know anything else about that creator. Um, you knew like one or two things about them, and that's all they would focus on. But you didn't really like know who they were as a person. You just knew of them as their disability. And I got called the blind kid enough in high school and middle school. I was like, I'm good. I don't need to be the blind TikTok creator or blind whatever creator. It's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'm like, I'm more than that. And then I pointed this out on TikTok, and woo boy, people got pissed off. And I was like, whatever, dude. All right, it is 9 o'clock. I have dinner waiting, thanks to my wonderful roommate. She made dinner tonight because we're supposed to hang out later, and then I needed to go make dinner, and I wouldn't be done till late. So she offered to make dinner for me so I could be done early and we can hang out. She's awesome. Gotta love Lacey. And Bob Dog. But that being said, Oreo and I love you all. Huge shout out to the mods tonight. Turtle, Barbara. Thank you guys so much for moderating. Really appreciate that. Joe, it was good talking to you again. Thank you again for the gifts. I know I said it in the video, but well, not in person, but you know what I'm saying, like in a live setting. Appreciate that. I don't know how many people are watching this, but if you're watching if you're watching it later on, zachhertz.com/contribute for helping Oreo and I. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Amazon wishlist, merch. Send us a gift off Amazon. We'll make a video, shout it out. Put something on the gift receipt. Promote yourself, your social media, your small business, cause you care about. Tell us a joke, whatever. Just put it on the gift receipt. We'll shout it out. As long as it's not political or religious in nature. Those are two topics I try to avoid as much as I possibly can. But yeah. Be kind to yourselves and others. I don't know why I'm standing up. The phone's right there. Be kind to yourselves and others. Go learn some cool shit. Make the world a better place. Have a great rest of the week. We will see you hopefully on Friday. Anytime I say I'm going to do a live, I end up getting busy. But we're going to try to be here on Friday. And then join us for a Halloween live. That's also on Friday, next Friday. Tell some creepy stories, some spooky stories. We'll talk about ghosts. Y'all can share your stories. Tell us about your fun Halloween experiences over your lifetime. I'll talk about working in a haunted house when I was a teenager. Oreo will scare you with some cute, adorable parrot screams. I don't know. I never know what we're doing with Halloween lives. But yeah. Ooh, we're having a Halloween party this Saturday. I forgot. Yeah, Brian, I love you. Where's the finish button? Hey, we got 14 likes today, bud. There's the finish button. We will see you when we see you next, hopefully this Friday. And be safe, be happy. As I always say, find moments of happiness when and where you can. Find the humor in things. Laugh at yourselves, and more importantly, laugh at other people. That's what I always say. We will see you when we see you next. We love you. Take care. Peace out. Good night. See ya.